Alright, here's our next step. So during the last video, we solved the white cross. Notice how these are corresponding to their centerpiece colors. We're going to complete the up layer of this so where it's all white and these colors all will match. So it appears that we already have one piece of this up in here. However, it's not in the right place because see, this is red and orange, and that doesn't mix, and green and blue, and that doesn't work either. So what we're going to do is there's one simple process for this, and you'll have to do it a number of times depending on where you're at up here and how the corners are positioned down here. So what we want to do first is identify a piece that we can place, that we can move up into the up layer. So what I'm going to do, I identify that this piece will go up in the layer. I'm going to rotate that piece so where it's under its intended position. Now see, this is orange and orange and blue and blue. So this piece will end up going right here. So what I'm going to do is a series of movements. It's going to be right inverse, down inverse, right, down. See, that moved that piece right on up into the top white layer, and that's in the perfect position. So we're going to move on to another piece, and let's do this red and blue one. Now this will be a similar process, and it'll only take once, because for this to go through, for how it's positioned and how it's pointing to the right, this white is pointing to the right, it'll only take one process of this. And we'll just repeat the last steps. Right inverse, down inverse, right, down. And see how that moved that up into the blue and red. Now we have both of these ones done. So we have two left. Let's do one that's going to take more than one repetition of these steps. We're going to do this one since it's already right below its intended position. This is the red and green piece, as you can see. Likewise that we did with the other pieces, we're going right inverse, down inverse, right, down. Now that seemed to not solve our problem. It moved it up into the position, but it's oriented wrong and it's twisted. So we're just going to do that process again. Right inverse, down inverse, right, down. And it moved it out of it, but down here. But we're just going to keep going with that process. Right inverse, down inverse, right, down. It still didn't work, so we're going to do it again. Right inverse, down inverse, right, down. It didn't work, but remember how those first two were pointing to our right? This time it will go up into here. Right inverse, down, right, down. So now we have three pieces up there. And our final piece is right here. We're going to rotate that so where it's underneath where it's intended position and do right inverse, down, right inverse, down inverse, right, down. So now we have this completed, and you'll notice how we kind of have a T on each color on each side. The next step will be to complete this second layer so all the colors are again corresponding to their right sides.